Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is the Age of Wonders 3, a roleplay campaign where you, the viewer, makes all the decisions. And in the last episode, Frigoberto of Aurelia raced home from the west to fight a group of brigands who had crossed the boundaries of the city of Aurelia. However, with the help of Anya the Cityfeller and the Civic Guard, he was able to defeat them. Now, however, Frigoberto is a little bit tense because he's heard reports that human brigands are actually holed up in a gold mine to the north. Now, Frigoberto feels that it is his duty and the duty of the peoples of Aurelia to unite all humans under his banner. So he is going to head north and see if these humans can be negotiated with, but if not, he will tolerate no rival human empires. However, after the battle, he's a bit pooped out, so he's going to spend the rest of this week gathering his strength. Meanwhile, our scout to the north is going to head to the west, as there is still some land in that direction. Not particularly good land. It appears to be blighted by some foul darkness. Our scouts feel very uncomfortable, and this is definitely not an area that the human citizens of Aurelia wish to expand into. To the far east, however, more humans are spotted. Once again, Frigoberto is not entirely sure if these humans are splinters from the people of Aurelia, who in the preceding few weeks managed to stake off on their own, or if they are humans from the same world, just from a different part of it, or if they are humans that are native to this world, which would be quite a shock to the people of Aurelia. But either way, it's disturbing to see so many humans scattered about and behaving so negatively, acting as brigands and thieves and bandits. Near them, however, also is seen another mana node which feels rather cold and icy, and it appears to be guarded by creatures composed of air itself, as well as a giant eagle larger than anything Frigoberto or his people, specifically in this case the scouts, have seen before. We've managed to get a lot of militia. But now, maybe in our best interest to work on fertility rites. Doesn't appear as if we have the ability to do that just yet, though. We have other upgrades too that look quite cool, but none of them produce scout. So interesting. Frigoberto's combat spells. I mean, does Frigoberto have to actually be in the city in order for this to work? That's possible, I suppose. This is actually a really good idea. Basically, what this will do is reduce the cost of the units in our armies by 50%, because this spell, if you will, utilizing the mana, increases the loyalty and righteousness of our troops. Frigoberto has asked Anya to begin the preparations to cast that one. And our Builder's Hall has been completed. Next, we have the storehouse. And our scout will continue their movement to the east through this blighted land. And water has once again been sighted, as well as more humans. This doesn't make any sense. These are elite humans, swords masters. Frigoberto has very few of them at his disposal. They're basically his personal retinue that he's armed and trained at no small expense. So the notion that there are some just wandering around the world is quite distressing to Frigoberto and the people of Aurelia. And Frigoberto now knows for a fact that these humans are not humans that he brought over with him, but somehow managed to find their way here on their own. And Frigoberto is now for sure that his role is to unite all of these disparate humans to strengthen the humans of Aurelia. And he will work toward that purpose, provided the council offers their support. The scout will head. Well, actually, the scout will stay pretty much where they are. They don't want to stop too close to these monsters, or they might be attacked. But Frigoberto is going to head to the north and attempt to parley with this closest band of renegade humans. And he can move no further. Anya's going to stay in the city. I think she has 3 more turns of house arrest. 3 more weeks, I should say. Alright, now our scouts can come back. Now this looks interesting. We have discovered what appears to be a quarry, and to take control of that would certainly help the citizens of Aurelia, because it would allow us to build more extensive structures in our city. Looks like another dungeon to the south, similar to the one we found in the east. And our scouts are going to rest here in the foothills before they head back to Aurelia in the following week. Lady Anya will stay where she is, and Lord Frigoberto will attempt to parley with these humans next week. Okay, gosh, a lot has happened here. The storehouse in Aurelia has been completed. So now the question is, what should we do? There is a pretty vocal minority of the council who feels that we should explore mana a bit further. So perhaps a laboratory would be in order. What does it do exactly? Generates an additional 10 knowledge. That's good. We definitely could use some knowledge of this new world. And it also allows support units generated in the city to be a bit stronger. Yeah, I like it. 2 turns, why not? Although we're slowly running out of money. We're not making a whole bunch. Maybe, is there something here that'll help us make money? Not really. We can put our efforts toward merchandise, but that doesn't really seem to be a very smart move in a hostile world, a very small city trying to defend itself against everyone. So we might just have to put that one aside. A siege workshop, however, will improve the productive ability of our city, which seems quite helpful. And it appears that the humans have become more established in this world, and their race governance has risen. So we have the option of our civic guards gaining the throw net ability, or our settlers being 25% cheaper to produce. We're going to go with the cheaper settlers. It appears that this decision must be made hastily, otherwise Frigoberto would put it toward the council, but it doesn't appear like something we can put off. And it appears that one of our citizens wishes to lead forces and wishes to gain permission from Lord Frigoberto to lead forces. Her name is Satura the Dark. She's a level 2 theocrat, so she's in league with the priests. But we cannot allow her to join us because she desires money. Huh. So much for patriotism. Unfortunately, we cannot afford you, and will not hire you at this time. We now have the ability to produce berserkers, and a whole lot of stuff has opened up to us now. It appears as if war is going to be something we're going to be dealing with for a long time, so we're going to research warfare. And Aurelia has finally grown. I've been referring to it as a city, but it's actually a village. A village of 3,114 people, and it appears that the fertility is improving to such a degree that within 8 weeks we should be able to expand even further, which is great. Our scout is going to return to the safety of Aurelia. Lady Anya is going to stay where she is. But the big deal this week. Lord Frigoberto is going to attempt to parley with these humans, but if not, he's going to have to kill them. And it appears they are trying to flee. But as I said, Lord Frigoberto cannot allow unaffiliated humans just prowling around causing trouble. If they will not join us, then they will die. Now these are elite units, so Lord Frigoberto has to approach them very delicately. Cavalry is going to move out to flank. But everyone else is just going to tighten up. We're getting into a defensive posture. But they refuse to attack, so we're going to have to assault them ourselves. How wise of them. They're out of the range. Maybe they know that they're outside of the range of our archers. But not anymore. Although the swords masters have large shields and are nearly impervious to the archers' bows. Let's see if Frigoberto can do anything to turn the tide. Well, as a leader, he can inspire his warriors and improve their courage and strength. However, he could also try to intimidate the enemy, which will cause them to panic. That seems like a great idea. We have long swordsmen, swords masters, and civic guard. Definitely the swords masters. And they are panicked. Fantastic. They fear the brave Frigoberto. Perhaps they've heard of him. And they're fleeing. For now. Alright, our enemy have been inspired to engage us. Their civic guard was easily felled. Roberto's going to move here. Perhaps his heavy crossbow? Yes. Excellent. Alright. Engage, men. Well, our halberdiers were no match for their long swordsmen. Holy moly. Our cavalry's going to have to come in and assist. That weakened them substantially, but they're still around. And because of the placement of our troops, we're in no position to attack them. That's no good. What I thought would yield incredible defense has actually kind of hampered us. So these long swordsmen could definitely defeat our halberdiers. What makes our halberdiers special compared to, say, our swords? Well, swordsmasters are elite, but okay. Long swordsmen have 11 defense and 8 resistance, whereas the halberdiers have 10. So they have slightly less defense. They have an 11 power melee strike, while our long swordsmen have a 12 power melee strike. They have the same number of move points and health points. So really, it doesn't appear that our halberdiers are exceptional in any way. Perhaps they have some kind of bonus against cavalry, but that is not a guarantee. Let's see what they do. They'll probably kill our halberdiers. Yep. That was expected. And our cavalry will not finish them, actually. Our archers will. The long swordsmen do not have shields. And our cavalry will finish off the civic guard. And it appears that the swordsmasters have regained some composure. Let's move up to engage. Actually, let's let them come to us. Frigoberto has learned the wisdom of deferring to the opponent. Alright, they've trapped themselves. If we can engage them from two sides, that would be wonderful. But first, we have to get our ranged troops. See if we can't skirmish with them a little bit. We cannot. The cavalry will hurry up. We're not in a tactically advantageous position. We could attack them with our long swordsmen, but it will not go well for our long swordsmen. The swordsmasters do have a shield. They have superior defense, superior health. Let's just let them move and see what they do. They did go against our long swordsmen, and they've made themselves vulnerable, although they do have shields to our archers. We were able to harm them a little bit, and now our swordsmasters will engage their swordsmasters. Excellent. They would not join us, so they had to die, though we did lose our unit of halberdiers. We also gained some gold, which is most needed. So that is fantastic. Frigoberto could probably take out this mana node on their way back. He's gonna steer well clear, however, of the lizard people for now. We haven't really seen them in action. They could theoretically prove very hazardous to us. Frigoberto will return to the confines of Aurelia. Can we afford the hero? I don't think we can just yet. No. We need a little bit more. Prepare to be destroyed. No, I don't think that's the way we want this to go. Not now. Alright, now we can't afford you. And we will. We'll bring you on. It's going to cost us dearly, but we could use all the help we can get in these dark times. What in the heck? Our scouts to the east report that what appear to be an army of floating spirits are moving against Aurelia. We're going to have to send our scouts west, while Anya and Satura, who is human, apparently, but like Anya has very strange eyes, will do what they can to guard the city. Looks like Satura can also improve herself a little bit. How shall we do that? Deals 50% of all damage dealt against target friendly unit back to its attacker. That's interesting, but not amazing. Okay, this is kind of fun. This might be interesting. The priests would surely love a champion, and this would make her that. Undead units are heading toward us, so this skill would be timely, but would it be useful overall? Well, actually, this is a situation that perhaps can be remanded to the council. So the council will determine what Satura should focus on. Should she add health, or any of her other cardinal skills, or should she add an ability? Take a look. She can heal. She can meditate. She can be a paragon, she could turn the undead, she could be a paladin or a monk, or she can improve her divine channeling. It's up to the council. Frigoberto will leave it to their will. In addition to that, the council will determine what Frigoberto shall now do. Should he continue to try to attack lightly guarded nodes and other objects to gain resources for the fledgling village, I guess, of Aurelia? Should he return to Aurelia to aid in the defense against the spirits? Or should he do something else entirely? The council will decide. And finally, since we are getting to that point, I think, the topic of expansion should be raised once again. Now that we have the ability to produce settlers for less than typical, the council will have to determine where the citizens of Aurelia should expand to, if they even should expand. Perhaps the council will decide in their wisdom that expansion is not something that should be considered at this point. But if it is, where and what resources should the people look towards? Frigoberto leaves that to the wisdom of the council. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marcus Aurelius. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this roleplay series of Age of Wonders 3 and, of course, participating. Have a good one.